Hello. Okay, we're on now. Folks that'd like to stay for the Safety Tip Sunday, got some recent things about tax scams, IRS tax scams. Come on, folks, we get Safety Tip Sunday going now. Please. Closer. Thank you. I'll just go ahead and start. As soon as we get our presentation up on the wall. I know, I get you. We're all working on it. And it's either I bring in a tall chair to stand at the podium or I sit on the stage. Either way, my back end is going to come into contact with something. While they're working on the displays, both Sandy and I have received separate things saying something about refund delay, taxpayer refund delay. I don't need that anymore. But oh boy, you know, it looks legit and everything. They're not going to contact you like that. Yeah, there's the one that I got, and as you can see down at the bottom, it had a PDF that you can select. Don't ever punch that button of selecting that PDF, so don't do it. Next one, I think this is the one Sandy got back in March 7th. You know, in order for you to get your return, it says down the bottom, we need your confirmation, need more. Once again, wanting you to punch a button. Those buttons are the button of never return. So next one. So some of the things that they're doing, I mean, millions of dollars of people lost their personal information and have lost money. The IRS does not initiate contact with taxpayers by email, text messages, social media. Again, they won't do it. They just won't do it. Next is some of them are scams of mailings related to unclaimed funds. Get those all the time. Oh, these unclaimed funds, you know, it's almost like a lost and found in the government, supposedly, that there's this big stash. No. Some of them, they hit employers for employee retention credit scams. By the way, if any of you want the address for this, I got this from the IRS, this information, so you can go into each one of these if you want to know more about it, but I'll give you those addresses. A lot of people get scammed into, somehow they talk them into using a fake W-2, and they'll help you with getting more money. Definitely a bad rabbit hole. They're trying to bring you down with them, I mean, and to get your stuff. A lot of them were pandemic. We're still seeing some of the pandemic-related scams, a lot of charity fraud awareness, which of course we see here at the church quite often, whether it's an email to the pastor, or I'm sure, Vicki, you see in your stuff quite often. It says something about OIC mills, avoiding costly promoters, advertising settlements with the IRS for pennies on the dollar. Yeah, I'll bet. A lot of them have been scamming educational institutions. So those of you with edu at the end of your email, Bruce, I don't know if does yours still have edu at the end of it? No. No. But I know some of the people in our church do, and they're really hitting those places. They're hitting the unemployment benefits. They're hitting, related to national disasters. A ghost tax return preparer. Not someone that you actually sit down with and they'll help you, but you never meet them, and the phone. IRS is not going to call you. If they did, I'd just hang up and I'd get on the internet and look up the IRS's phone number. Actually, we did have a member of our church got a big long letter saying if she didn't provide information about her pension funds, they were going to stop her Social Security payments. Real official looking letter. I mean, it had the right address for the IRS and all these things, and and it's like, no. Sandy looked up the number for IRS, and even though I had to wait hours to talk to them, they do give you a callback number, but they did call her back. So, and she did verify, no, they're not trying to reach out to her. I mean, when Sandy first started Social Security, she did have to jump through some hoops because years ago she worked for PARA, for the state, and she got PARA. They needed exactly what that fund was so that they could know, and even though that was 25 years ago, she was able to get a hold of PARA. They gave her all the information right away, and she could send it to the IRS, and they were very helpful, and they were very good about it. But she did have to jump through a few hoops, but and that was her initial claim, though, to start benefits. So. And because she initiated online to start getting her pension, her Social Security, and through that, it wasn't an unsolicited contact. So go ahead and a couple down, Sandy. The educational institutions. There we go. There are a lot of them going towards primary targets. I guess I jumped ahead. If you have that edu at the end of yours, all universities and regular public schools. Next one on ghost returns. Explain a little bit more. Avoid unethical tax return preparers, known as ghost preparers. Someone who doesn't sign a tax return that they prepare. So they're not even willing to put their name on the line. That's kind of a red flag. So, they're looking to make a quick profit by promising you a big refund or charging a fee based on the size of your refund. No, they better not charge you. By the way, we do have free tax preparers here in the church every Tuesday, AARP. Sandy and I have been using them the last couple of years, and they're very good. I mean, if one of them doesn't know the answer, they've got all of the latest tax books, and they're looking it up, and if it takes 2 or 3 of them to work it out, I'm really impressed with them. They're very, very thorough. Next one. Scammers pose IRS by direct mail. That's, like I said, a member of our church did get an actual physical letter. And usually it's over the phone or an email or something. So I was kind of surprised. And we looked up everything on that letter, and everything looked totally legit. Exactly the right numbers and everything. But they've also done that to me for my Navy Federal Credit Union that I've not used other than my charge card is the only thing through there, and I've got like $500 in a savings account, and I haven't used it since I've been in the Navy, 1993. And they're trying to tell me, I'm getting electronic deposit and all this kind of stuff, and I called Navy Federal, and they have a list of every single email they've sent to me, and that wasn't one of them. So every time I see one, there's where you can report at the top that it's a phishing or whatever. I always make sure I do that, but I still get them. Okay, at your door, I can't imagine them coming to your door. But evidently they do. They pose as an IRS agent, creating confusion, not just for taxpayers, but all for law enforcement. And evidently, it's more frequent that these fake IRS revenue officers, which, I mean, you think about some people that maybe don't think real clearly and can really easily be scared, and you have someone official at your door, and it's like, okay, thank you, leave me your card, your name and number and where you can, and I'll contact your office, thank you. Well, I would just say, I will contact the office and let them know you got a hold of me. Thank you very much. Goodbye. And then I'd call the sheriff's department. Okay, next one. The IRS recently announced it has ended most unannounced visits to taxpayers by revenue officers. So in place of unannounced revenue officers, it will instead contact your taxpayers through an appointment letter known as a 725B, and you schedule a follow-up meeting. That's how they're going to do it. So, I mean, they may contact you somehow. It probably may be doing it in the mail, letting you know you need to get an appointment if there's an issue. But there's at least a string of things that have to happen. Electronically, through email and text messages, offering refunds or offer to fix a tax problem. But if it's going on that much, people are falling for it. And that's the scary thing, you know, just, wow. So anyway, the last slide, and like I said, if you want this whole website that I pulled up, and each one of those you can tick on, if there's any things that you've seen a little bit of question, I've got that website, so you can take a look at it. But I think the one that Sandy got was from Colorado, trying to say a problem with her return. And the one I got was posing as the IRS. So we've gotten them from both. And boy, they look official when you receive them, but why would they send you your email? I doubt if they have your email. Anyway, any questions or anybody have other tidbits of things that you've run into? If you do see something, let us know at the office. That way I can follow up on it. And there's been a few of these that once I get enough information on it, I do get a hold of the sheriff's department and let them know. And one of them, they were able to trace back to a bank account in Georgia. They were dumb enough to give Sandy the routing number. They just gave them a path to their own door. So anyway, thanks guys.